Hello. So here we are in week 4, and we're going to be looking at upgrade you. We are through with clarifying you. All right, that's the first 3 weeks we spent time in making us see the importance of clarifying who you are, having personal questioning time so that you will know how best to walk and making the face of stepping into new possibilities and shifts for you a lot more easier. So upgrading you is about stepping into the next level assignment and manifestation with fortification, stepping in strong, stepping in with might, stepping in with a sense of urgency, happiness, and assurance that yes, that's the face that is truly meant for you. Now, this quote says that the concept of being states that anybody, whoever they are, however old or young, and in any part of a world or culture, can grow into the lower end of their personality or the higher end of their personality. What tripped me about this quote was that for the first time, I was realizing that there is the lower end of our personality and the higher end of our personality, and that's why I find it really interesting to share it with us today. I took that from Ignition Intensive immerse coaching platform, where I took some courses some time ago, that there is the lower end of your personality and there is the higher end of your personality, and it's such a good thing that you understand those two cadres, because when you do, it makes it easier for you to relate more with the demands that an upgrade season may be bringing in for you. What does it mean to really upgrade? What does it mean to upgrade? It's a word we use every day. It's a word we use all the time. But when it now comes to personal transformation and becoming who you're supposed to be, shifting in your pathway of purpose, entering into new possibilities of your human nature, upgrade means to raise, to step into a higher phase, to raise a standard, or an experience. What you are experiencing today, have to do with your work, your family, your relationships, your spirituality, and all of that is not all that there is. There is a greater possibility. Where you are is just a level. There's a higher ground. There's a higher space to step into with whatever you are doing or whatever that you're passionate about. So that's what upgrade means, to raise the standard. It means to become a better image of you. Always understand that there is better. Always understand that there is better. Assessing possible outcomes in your life that you may have captured in your heart in line with the purpose and vision handed over to you. You might have caught a vision some time ago, but that vision is a journey, and you have to keep stepping into better versions of you. As you do that, you get closer, to the vision. If you are not stepping into layers of upgrades, then it means you are degrading. That may sound a little bit harsh, but sometimes we just need to say the truth. Sometimes we think we are stagnant. We are just at the phase, but if we are not exposing ourselves to learning and just feel like that is the end of it, this is the best version of me, soon, because the world and the principles of the world has been made in such a way to always shift us. The world is not stagnant. The systems in the world is not stagnant. There is room for more. So you not allowing yourself step into upgrades, it's actually not you staying in one place, but you're actually degrading, because life is in motion and it's not static. To upgrade is to do yourself. What did I say? I said here to do yourself. Sometimes we think there has to be an external force. Someone must always push us, but sometimes we may not get that advantage of getting someone to push you. But you must understand that you have to do yourself into the next possible and higher future reality of you. All right, it has all to do with an improved or more refined version or possibility of yourself. You are the one that sees that possibility. You're the one seeing what you're supposed to step into. You're the one that has captured that vision, all right? You're the one that has captured that assignment or that project, and you need to allow yourself take that transition curve to get into it. You need to allow yourself take that transition curve. I want you to think of the totality of your life like a ladder, all right? I can remember the first time I caught this picture, it blew my mind. It just really made me see life and my purpose and everything in a whole new way. So I pictured a ladder, just like there's the lower end of the ladder and there's the upper end of the ladder. At every step you take, there's a lower end, there's a higher. I want you to paint that picture in your mind. For every step you take in the ladder, you realize you are coming up, but there's still a lower end and there's a higher end. At the very top of the ladder is the expected end, right? And at the base is where you are at the moment or part time. Every step in between the base and the top of the ladder are series of upgrades you will have to step into. So if you had that picture of being a world class speaker or a world class, or you see yourself winning an award on an international platform as an author, as a speaker, or as a marketer, or a corporate organization, or as an artist, you see yourself winning awards, and that's like the upper end of your vision, right? But this is where you are at this moment. Now, between where you are and that upper end, there are a series of steps, and they are all series of upgrades, okay? If you don't step into them part time, then you are slowing down the entire process. You're slowing down the entire reality time, that God had put in place for that upgrade to have been achieved. As you do these steps, it is bringing you into the preferred future, which is the upgraded you, okay? Your preferred future is a downloaded picture received in your heart. It's such a blessing. It's a blessing when we have a creator who can give us portions of where we're supposed to be part-time. Now, that preferred picture, like I said, is a downloaded picture that you have received in your heart, in your thoughts, showing up as a desire. That desire is a new version of you. And as soon as you see it, I need you to understand that, let joy begin to well in your heart. Most times some people feel like it's like, is this possible? If it's not possible, you wouldn't have caught it. All right, if it's not possible, you wouldn't have caught it. The reason why you caught it, or you feel that sensation or dissatisfaction or irritation telling you I'm more than here, is because there is something new and bigger on the other side. Now, what God actually does is that he gives you a peep into the next possible version of you, so that you can maximize the resources around you, the resources around you, the exposure around you, with wisdom and innovation to step into that. So see that download picture as a compass, and that it can never lead you wrong. It can never lead you wrong. Upgrade you. Upgrade you. I want you to understand that an upgrade is to make tangible progress in the right direction at record time. Is making tangible progress in the right direction at the right time. See, once you have captured that picture in your heart, and you know it's not a deviation from your purpose call or your vision call, then make that happen for you. Upgrading you speaks about maximizing yourself well enough within a time frame, because there are levels of growth to transform into for every space, for every portion of upgrade. Remember, I spoke to you about a ladder. From every portion, that is the upper and the lower end and the upper phase part-time. All right, there's a way you must maximize yourself, your resources, your ability, your strength, all the things we talked about, your habits, your relationship. There's a way you should maximize all of it to ensure that you step into the next possible you. Let's look at the upgrade pathway. What I have done with this course is to try to put my entire experience through words and on paper, and I've realized that it is something that's common to many go-getters, to many people who are hungry to live their life to the fullest. Now, the upgrade pathway is saying navigate your way to the next version of you. Navigate your way to the next version of you. I don't want you to fall into the category of people that wants things to always happen for them. You know, they see something, they just hoping and wishing as if it would just be brought to them and worn on a cloth on them. No, you have to navigate yourself, navigate your way to the next level. So the upgrade pathway, I broke it down into four sets: the discernment level, the mindset alteration level, the transitioning level, and the responsibility level. 4. D for discernment, M for mindset alteration, T for the transitioning level, and then the responsibility level. Let's talk about the discernment path. Now, usually it starts with discernment. You just discern. To discern is to perceive. You perceive something. It's just like a quickening. You're sensing it. Sometimes it comes in droplets and then it begins to grow, you know, just like a little drops of water. As you keep pouring it, keep putting it, it grows into a cup of water, you know, and that's when it becomes bigger. So it usually starts with a discernment. You perceive something. You're just, you know, something is attracting you to something you have never really thought of before. It starts that way. You know, this is when you begin to pick the signs. I call it a revelatory phase. Nobody knows exactly what is happening except you. Nobody knows what is happening except you. You're feeling the vibrations on your inside. You're feeling the discomfort on your inside. I'm seeing something bigger. How do I step in? So that's the discernment phase. And I want you to know that you have got to trust your heart's compass. That is a gold from God. Many people don't. That's a gold from your creator, from God. That's a gold from your creator. Many people don't trust their heart's compass. You know, they begin to doubt it. Is this me? Is this my mind? But for a believer, understand that your mind, your soul, and your heart is something God wants to work with. And it can never lead you wrong. You know, it can never lead you wrong. That's where he deposits the pictures for you to see. All right, so what do you do when you begin to see yourself at this phase where you're beginning to discern? What do? You pray more for clarity. Okay, the more you spend time really praying and talking to God about it, he would show you more. God loves us to go on a curiosity path with him. You're sensing something, you ask. Remember that he has said he will lead you in the best pathway for your life. The best pathway for your life. The best pathway for your life. So pray more for clarity. Then ask questions. Ask questions. Research the possibilities of what you have captured in your heart. In the multitude, how did the Bible put it now? That there is counsel, you know, there's counsel hidden in the wealth of people's experiences. Okay, so ask questions, research the possibilities of what you have captured in your heart. So let's say you have captured you doing something, maybe taking a course, or maybe stepping up into a bigger responsibility as far as your career is concerned. Go browse on it. Go research about it. Find out companies that have things to do. Just research, okay? And as you research, document. Allow some thinking. What thinking does to you is that you initiate the process of creating. We are all co-creators with God. We carry that creative ability like our maker. So once you allow yourself to think through, you know, you will definitely begin to see light. And at the second level is mindset alteration. Mindset alteration. To experience an upgrade, you must accept the mindset that as a human being created by God, you have the ability to evolve from one level to another. You have the ability to evolve, to move from one level to another. There are dimensions of yourself that is yet to be unveiled to you, except by a divine channel. That is yet to be unveiled to you. There are dimensions of you that is yet to be. So never have the mindset of this is what I saw at the beginning, so what I saw before, you know, and that is all I will always see, and that's what I'll always be. No, that's not it. You have to have that mindset that you can, as the human being made by God, you will always evolve. Look at the life of Jesus. From a little child who was studying in the temple, he did carpentry, and then before he even went into fully, exhibiting his ministry, those were a series of upgrades. You understand? Those were a series of upgrades, paths that he has to pass through before he walked in the full manifestation of what his vision carried. So you can transit into new forms. That's the mindset you must capture and let stay with you. The upgrade theory cannot be real to you if your mindset will not succumb to adapting to change or growth. Yes, if you are always backing out from something that will cause you change, if you're always backing out from something that will put pressure on your growth curve, then there's a likelihood that you'll always shortchange yourself when it comes to upgrading and becoming new versions of you. What do you do at this phase? Be keen on creating your own affirmations. Once you have captured a picture, you have captured that picture, that is when you've discerned, you have prayed, and you've asked questions and it's becoming more real to you. Begin to own your affirmations. Call yourself by what you see. We are from that tribe where we call the things that be not as though they were. So I had started calling myself a coach, one with God. I have the power to lead men. I have the power to equip men. I have the power to hear. I have the power to put my thoughts on paper and bless lives. I have the power. I am one with this new level. I am one with this new level. I'm one with this new responsibility. I'm one with this new upgrade. I am one. I own it. I have it. All right. That's what I mean by affirmations. You have to create your own affirmations and leverage the power of positive confessions, because these are the things that help us paint in our subconscious the new picture that has been handed over to you. At number 3 is transitioning. Now, the transition process begins when your heart, your mind, and body have aligned to the picture of the new you. Now, I need to just say a little more here, because it's so important. It's really important when the new picture, when you have aligned your heart, mind, and body to it's one thing for your heart to capture what you want to, what has been handed over to you, but it's another thing for your mind and your body to really allow the work. So I talked earlier in the last number 2 at mindset alteration. So at number 1, your heart has captured it. Your mind, mindset alteration is also capturing it at that point in time. But then with your body, you now begin to allow yourself to, to conform with the picture of the new. At this point, you have seen the upgraded version as a true possibility that can be experienced. All right. And what transitioning does is that eventually results in transformation. It comes with a system of conversions, adjustment, discomfort, comes with new styles and new philosophies that are healthy for you, comes with new demands and perhaps even new habits. All right, that's what transitioning does, because you now need to take in the posture of wanting to step into that new you. You may want to struggle with the stretch, but you must not allow it happen to you. Upgrades initiate progression. It may look like nothing is going on, but really something is going on. The discomfort is a package that I say is just progress in disguise. Now, at this transitioning phase, what do you do when you see that, I'm already one with this? There's a way to fast track that. Identify new friends who have walked in the part of what you have captured. Identify new friends who have walked in that part. Link up a mentor figure. When you identify those new friends, not just about just identifying and leaving them there, study what they have done. Leverage technology to study what they have done. So when I knew that I was going to be stepping into life coaching, one of the things that I did was I went in search of knowledge. Before I could afford to pay for a certification, I went into just reading about what coaching was all about, what life coaching was all about, what Christian coaches are, or what has been done before, and just educating my mind. And then I began to see that, wow, this is really me. This is a bigger picture of me, and I think this is the time to really step into it. Another thing you can do is to link up a mentor figure. All right, link up a mentor figure directly within your space and your location. There are. You can pray about it. You're being led to one. You can also decide. You have the power to be able to search all spirits and then decide. Now, learn directly from mentors, not within your location, and read from them. Learn indirectly, rather. You can learn indirectly from mentors by reading books. All right, by reading books written by people who have gone through the path that you are trying to step into. Join associations and groups where the new you will be fed. So great. Join associations and groups where the new you will be fed. After the transitioning phase, that is, after you have seen that picture, you have already transitioned in your mind, there is the part where you begin to take core responsibility for the demands that would ensure that you're stepping into. There are things to do, that you're stepping into that phase. There are things to do. The ability to harness resources that can help you carry out responsibilities in good time. These are things that you cannot really say, this is the method for this method, because it comes for different assignments and then different sectors and all of that. What you're going to do, depending on where you are, will be different. All right, so there's a strong likelihood that anyone who has delayed the manifestation of an upgrade may have exhibited certain phobia for taking some responsibility. So what I'm trying to say here is you don't need to be afraid of anything. When it looks like what you need to do looks so big and unsurmountable, ask yourself, break it down a bit, draw it closer home. What's the closer, or what's the easiest step that I can take now that can bring me closer, to what I see? There's really nothing to be afraid of. You need to keep saying to yourself, I have what it takes to make this happen for me. Now, what do you do at this phase? I tell people, just dive in and do the work. At whatever phase that you're in, there's a level of work that you can do that can bring you closer to the picture of the new you see. Adjust your life patterns to embrace the new demands that are coming in. Yes, you're going to have to tweak how you're living. So if you're working, maybe like you're working a 9 to 5 and you already see yourself transitioning and you still have to keep that job, definitely it means you're going to have to find ways that in between, without necessarily losing yourself, you are still feeding this new you that you see. Learn all that can be learned within the grace that is supplied to you. Learn all that can be learned. Have a learning mind. Have a learning mind. Don't say there are things I cannot do, especially when it has to do with you fulfilling your purpose and stepping into upgrades. Now, we're almost getting to the end of this coaching time. So the upgrade cycle, so stages of birthing and upgrade. Now I see 3 phases here, and that is, I'm back to the clarify clinic, the internal preparedness, and then the manifestation. The clarify clinic, the internal preparedness, and then the manifestation. So the clarify clinic, the clarity clinic. The clarity clinic, this is about you asking yourself certain questions. What does an upgrade look like to you in the present season that you are in? Now, when we started our time with each other, when we had our group coaching calls, I realized that a number of us had so many things, that represented an upgrade, which is really, really obtainable. You have so much, but one of the best ways to get maximum results within 90 days is to say to yourself, what is my heart telling me to focus on? What is it telling me to focus on amongst all of those things you have written down? There's one that might be really, really pressing at the moment. So you're going to have to ask yourself, what is or are the most prevalent thoughts and heart demands? If more than 1 or 2, list them down and prioritize them in accordance to the degree of burden you feel concerning each of them. The degree of burden you feel concerning each of them. So somebody might say, oh, I want to take my my coaching from the level that it is, which is perhaps just dishing out content on a general WhatsApp group. I want to begin to have one-on-one clients. I want to begin to have I want to begin to have paid sessions with, so that's you now stepping up your coaching, and then that that level you need to begin to have courses and all of that, whatever it is. So you're saying, is this was key on my mind? You may have that, you may also have family matters, you may have your income and all of that, but I'm saying now that within 90 days, you should say to yourself, okay, which is really sitting on my heart, which is the burden, because there's always an amount of energy supplied to us to actually achieve those burdens. And if you attend to other things and not attend to the core, you realize that even when you attend to other minor ones, it will feel like you have not achieved anything. Why? Because there was a major one that you shifted away or neglected. So you should ask yourself those questions. Now, another one you could ask yourself is, have you suddenly found yourself being attracted to a model figure? If yes, carry out an observation exercise for a period of time till you find where you truly align with the model figure. Because sometimes one of the ways that we are attracted to our next upgrade is we see what somebody is doing and we're like, you're seeing yourself in that person, or you're seeing yourself in that person, you're like, oh, there's a version of me here. So you need to clarify, ask yourself, what does this mean to you? If I can achieve this right now, what would it mean to me? What would it mean to me? And that, putting yourself in that position, helps you draw enough momentum, enough energy, enough positive vibe to begin to move. At the second phase of the cycle, I call it internal preparedness. Upgrades are not only experienced when there is an external manifestation. Sometimes people want others to measure their upgrades with titles and certifications and celebration. That's not bad at all. But what I'm trying to say here is that not all upgrades will need this kind of measurement. That's number one. Not all upgrades will need that kind of measurement. For example, a person who perceives that it is time to deepen her spirituality, such a person is doing an internal work that may not necessarily be obvious, to those on her outside or to her community. All right, you can actually be going through an internal preparedness for a new upgrade and still be engaging where you are. So there are times where what is going on your inside will not be made public. So saying you want to just let people know what's going on might be too early for that season as well, or just putting yourself out there too early. So internal preparedness is key. I talked about somebody who is working on her spirituality. For example, you're gathering training, like when you're going through a particular certification and then you're gathering knowledge to equip yourself for the next level, certifications for the next level assignment. It's also an internal work. Nobody knows that you're going through that internal work at that point in time until you make public the certification. So the work has been done. The paper or the certification is just an open statement that something actually went on inside where you guys were not there. So internal preparedness is key. By internal work, we're saying that people may never see the change that is taking place on your inside. Not seeing the change by others does not mean that you are not stepping into an upgrade. So that's really, really important. Internal preparedness also stands as the foundation for the external manifestation. It stands as the foundation for the external manifestation of that upgrade. Whatever is going to be measured significantly as an upgrade on the outside first takes its root on the inside. Now, at the third phase is manifestation. Now we're talking about you making an appearance. You are showing up boldly in your new form, in your new office, in your new posture, allowing yourself to thrive in the new name and in the new mold that you have stepped into. Your friends, your audience, your community are beginning to see that something new is going on in here, something has taken place. And as you stay in that place, you're right, you allow others to also, allow themselves to shift. You solve problems for people, the value has been added, and you can begin to serve humanity from this new level of manifestation. I want to just mention a few things here, and that I want to talk about new abundance. That when you step into an upgrade, abundance streams begin to open up for you. Now, usually it shifts us into new streams of income, new streams of abundance, new streams of influence, new streams of impact. So I want you to think of abundance as not only monetary value, because that's not what it is. We have people abundance, you're having new relationships, and if you're doing well, making sure that you're investing in those relationships, culturing them well, you would realize that sometimes people wealth is a lot more than monetary value. Knowledge abundance, you have gained during your internal preparedness, you have gained a lot of knowledge that becomes a goal that you can transfer. Some of the things I'm sharing with you now, they are things I learned during my own internal preparedness, and now I can pour it out as a product to you. So knowledge abundance, wisdom abundance, you definitely get wiser in this process. Value exchange abundance, now you have things that you can give out as value, and people are willing to exchange it, for something else, or to trade it for trade by barter for something else. So that's one of the things upgrades bring for you. You just become more, and as you become more, you experience more. Here are my final thoughts for you. Understand that your present level is a link to the next. So step in quickly so that you do not delay the ride. Enjoy the ride. Do not label it as being too tasking. One deliberate step at a time, and you will see yourself becoming the new you in good time. Have a lovely day.